We are building a structure, a religious structure called a ko'a. And a ko'a is a traditional structure that when resources are low, it's a structure and a process by which we draw resources to us. And the resource for this ko'a that we're looking for is we're looking for awareness, we're looking for people, we're looking for solidarity to make sure that we all the people of Hawaii who live, especially on Oahu, can unify around stopping the desecration of our aquifer.
The way we protest, the way we ku'e, is by honoring our land and our gods and our people by mele and chants and songs and dances. We sound like we're singing joyfully, and we are, but a lot of that is hidden meaning, that we're not really talking about the beautiful flower or the beautiful the rain. We're talking about the pouring rain, the impact that it has on our land. We're talking about people that have been detrimental to our land. So while that may be cultured or hidden in the way we sing and the way we dance, it's still very stinging to those of us in the know.
We have seen that the United States military has not been the appropriate partner to take care of our most precious resource that every peoples around the world knows. It is water. This ko'a will remain up until such time that the U.S. military moves all of the fuel out of those tanks and removes those tanks.
I live in this ahupua'a. I live in Aiea. So the aquifer, Halava, and Aiea is my watershed. That's my land. And so to have somebody polluting my water, where I raise my kids, where I expect my grandchildren to be living. So this is important to me and the future generations of my family. We're not planning to leave. We're not going to give up our aina.
This was the product of the Navy, the U.S. military contaminating our drinking source here on Oahu. This isn't the first time that they've done that. They've done that to the island of Koho'olave. They are doing it anywhere that the military is based in the islands. There is some kind of environmental degradation.
Yes, on this island, the U.S. military occupies about 22% of the land, so it's one of the largest landholders by far, and most of its land is Superfund sites, it's super contaminated. So not only is Red Hill or Kapukaki one of those places that's being contaminated, Pearl Harbor, which is directly across from us, is also a Superfund site. It was also found several years ago that they had buried chemical weapons on our lands as well to dispose of them. They also have bombed and left live ordnance all over our land, including Pohakuloa and Makua Valley. Whenever they bomb land that is sacred to us, they continue to bomb it even after our protests. This is the same they've been doing since they occupied Hawaii and overthrew our kingdom. They did it to Koho'olave and we pushed them off there. They've done it to Makua Valley and Pohakuloa and other sacred lands. And of course they're going to continue doing it here because to them, their need to wage imperialist wars across the Pacific supersedes their need to provide fresh water even to their own troops, but especially to the people they occupy.
And what do you say to the Navy command, the military command, who's saying they don't need to shut down the tanks, they'll just make sure this doesn't happen again and assure you that the problem's going to be fixed?
Yes, they've been saying that for decades now. And at what point is enough enough?
I think they're used to getting away with whatever they want to without repercussion, that there's so many exemptions and exceptions for the military. And I think that for a lot of people, it's shocking to know that they consider the people, the community here to be just the cost of doing business, that it's more important for them to be quote unquote mission ready, which, you know, for us is not a small thing. That they're using our islands to practice killing other people we're not okay with that. But I think people are really shocked to know that they're willing to risk the health of the people here as well, who they claim to protect.
And what it boils down to, I mean, let's not dance around the issue. Money. It's like putting a price tag on our drinking water, which is ultimately putting a price tag on our lives. These Navy folks, these Navy personnel, these commanders and admirals and lieutenants and captains, they leave. They're here for 4 years. They're temporary. This is our home. This is where we come from. The Navy has got to shut down Red Hill immediately for good, or they're gonna have this entire island against them. They're gonna have the entire island of Oahu resisting against them, engaging in civil resistance and civil disobedience. Everyone drinks water. No one can drink jet fuel.
The only appropriate resolution to this is that they remove the fuel from those tanks and remove those tanks from up above, because those tanks will continue to leak and leach whatever residue they have. So anything less than that is not acceptable.
You know, a lot of people think I'm really radical when I say we need to demilitarize Hawaii, but that's the truth. I mean, unless the military leaves, then it's just going to be the same.
For many cases, it's constructed that the military is here to protect us, but we've been nothing but a target since they've arrived here. And it's very poignant that the Navy is poisoning our aquifer, because the Navy is actually the folks that overthrew our government on the USS Boston and pointed guns at our queen.
What do you say to the Navy command who says, oh, we'll just make sure this doesn't happen again. We'll clean up the leak and then we'll put in some new safety measures to make sure that there's not another leak?
First and foremost, go home. We never asked you to stay here. And they don't care for the land.
We've been saying the Red Hill tanks were going to leak for years, decades even. And so now that it's affecting military families, it's getting a lot of attention. But this is how the U.S. military treats Hawaiians every single day. And I hope that U.S. military families understand now what their presence does to our land. And, you know, I think one of the primary things is the calls that are coming from the Hawaiian nation to demilitarize Hawaii and push the U.S. out. It's holding the people who poisoned these families also accountable.
We're an occupied nation. We never agreed to this. So you want to go back to that? It's like, we never agreed to have you. And we knew that one of the reasons they really wanted Hawaii was because of Pearl Harbor. They saw Pearl Harbor, they saw the opportunity to occupy and control all of the Pacific with their military, with their Navy base here. So, you know, it goes back for centuries. And we've still been, I'm still not American. I was born in the territory. It's like, I was born Hawaiian. My DNA is Hawaiian. American is a political status that I did not choose.
It's been military personnel and families who have been poisoned with the drinking water. Of course, the whole island is going to feel it for generations. But what do you say to the people who are living on base who have been drinking the contaminated water from the Navy, who now might have a better idea of what you've been enduring here on the island?
Join us. I feel for them. Our aloha is for everyone and everything. Our teachings from our ancestors is that everything, human and non-human, gets a place in the ecosystem. Everybody has mana. Everybody has spirit. Everybody deserves respect. And for them drinking the water, we're sad for that. We feel for those ohana. Join us. Come be a part of our ohana, our family.